Well, good afternoon, everybody. Keith here. Hoping everybody's having a good day, enjoying life, living life, loving life. I want to talk to everybody today about processing black walnuts. I posted another video in the group that I found online, and I wanted to make my own because there's a couple other things that I wanted to mention that this other video and many other videos that I watched online do not mention. And so first I'll start out. A lot of the videos that you see on processing black walnuts, nice green walnut as opposed to one that's all dark and everything. And I want people to know that they're going to be the same inside. The nut itself inside is going to be the same once you get it done processed. The difference is when you're processing them, what the holes will look like inside. And so first I'll start with the normal one. And when you're processing black walnuts, make sure you use gloves. Otherwise your hands will end up stained. And that stain won't come off for months. If you ever seen iodine and put iodine on your skin, it takes a while for it to come off. And that's basically what this is. The black walnut will absorb nutrients at the root level, not just in the first couple foot of soil, but at the root level where iodine is leached through and draws it up through the tree, and it ends up in the hulls. And so first, and a lot of people use mallets. They'll just get a rubber mallet or a wooden mallet and break the shells open. I like using a little knife, just a little roll blade knife. And you can just roll it along. And people, if you're going to use a knife, be careful. I just make one round circle around the hole outside, and then another one, so that we end up with quarters. And that way the husk just comes right off. I don't suggest that you throw these in the yard or anything like that. Like I said, it has high concentration of iodines and stuff, and other plants do not do well with iodine in the soil. And so I don't recommend growing gardens or herb beds or flower beds around your walnut trees. But there you got your final walnut. And that's off of a good, nice, clean, green walnut husk. And then now we're going to do this one. And as you can see, it's all brown and olded. And when you push in on that, you can see that makes a nice dimple. That's a nice soft one. Generally your fresh green ones are going to be a little bit harder, and it's much easier if you're going to use a knife or mallet to process these if you let them get a little soft. But I wanted to show you this one because I want you to see the difference. Because as I said in other videos that I've watched, they don't mention things. See how that other one was nice and white? This is the iodine has been oxidized, and so that inside meat, the husk itself, is all dark and black. And here's the part I wanted to show you. I was surprised it didn't come out. With a full population. But if you look there, there's a bunch of little grubs in there. And so if you've got chickens, go ahead and just dump those out, and that's good chicken feed. So you don't have to just throw these old ones away like this. The nut inside is good. Most people don't like messing with these because of the grubs and stuff. Um, here's one that's half black and half green. And like I said, that shell's a little soft. You can put your finger in there and dent it. So we're just going to roll around that outside again. And again, people, like I said, if you're going to use a knife to do this, be careful. And I'm going to bet, because that one's brown on that side, I'm betting we're going to find some more of those grubs in there. Yeah, there's some. They're little tiny ones in this one. But if you look real close, you can see a bunch of little grubs in there. And so, like I said, if you got chickens or something like that that'll eat grubs, go ahead and feed them to the chickens. Don't just toss these. It's called prosperity and abundance. Love thy neighbor as thyself. My neighbor is life, everything in life. And that's what prosperity and abundance is about. It's not just a selfish thing for ourselves. It's for all of life. So please remember that. And then, and that's just simple process, like I said. Nice soft shell. Cut it off. And there you have your walnut. And like the other video showed, we'll be putting these in some crates that have plenty of aeration so they can dry out. We don't worry so much about washing these shells off, because we're going to dry them off outside for a couple days, and then we're going to roast them in the oven and crack those suckers open. So we're not worried about the extra meat on the outside, because we're just going to roast them in the oven. If you're going to let them air dry outside, it's a good idea to clean all that extra meat off the shells so you can air dry them, and they'll dry better. They won't mold and rot. Another thing that the other videos that I watch don't mention so much is that all those husks, you don't have to throw them away. Like I said, this is high concentration of iodine. And so what we do is we take those husks and we'll put them in a jar and add alcohol, 80 proof alcohol. And what that will do is draw all those iodines and everything out. And you can make a topical tincture for various different things, as well as a ingestible. And there are doses that you need to be aware of. You don't just grab a cup and drink it. You know, 10, 15, 20 drops in a cup of water and drink it for parasitic infestations in your intestines and stuff. It'll clean out the parasites. But also be aware that this isn't something that you do on a regular basis. It's something that if you have parasitic Say what?
Start out at 1 or 2 drops a day and work your way up.
Okay. My brother here says start out with 1 or 2 drops a day in a cup of water and work your way up. And like I said, this isn't a normal routine that you do regularly. This is something that you would do if you have a parasitic infestation in your intestines. You've got diarrhea and something, and it's causing other issues because of parasites. You only want to use it for 2 or 3 weeks to get rid of the parasites, and that's it. And like I said before, you can use it as a topical solution on sores and stuff, just like any other iodine. And the alcohol, I believe he uses vodka. There are other different alcohols you can use, but it's been suggested that it's at least 80 proof. And like I said, what that does is it draws out the elements in there, such as the iodine, so that it will be effective for that parasitic relief, as well as others. Again, like I said, it's high in natural iodines and works great for sores, lesions, skin care, things like that. I've even heard it helps on warts. Not sure about that one yet, but like I said, people, prosperity and abundance. It's use of everything. You know, we hear about the natives that process a deer and they use the bones and everything. They don't throw anything away. And that's what life is about, usage. And the better we use things, the more appropriately that we use things, the more knowledgeable we become. So think about this stuff, people. It's that time of the year. I'm down here in southern Missouri, and we don't have a whole lot of color change yet for the fall season. I imagine up north they're done and over with, so your walnuts have been processed already, but we're just getting to processing them here. And I just wanted to put a quick video out to show you what the process is and how easy it is, and the importance of processing the whole of it and not just the nut inside. So think about this stuff, people, and remember, if it wasn't for you, I wouldn't be doing this. God bless. Have a great day. Bye. I'm going to take my gloves off before I touch my phone.